Hello everyone, this is your girl Meek and I'm here to show you my Breckenridge, Colorado experience. As you all know, this is my first time being in Colorado, so make sure you subscribe with Travel With Me and tune in for more travel videos coming soon. So just to give you all a little background about my experience at Breckenridge so far, the flight was actually pretty good. We did have to take the train to our destination to get our rental car. It kind of reminded me a lot about Atlanta, and that's where I'm from. But their train is very cutthroat. So make sure you get on as soon as the doors open because it will close on you. So we did have to walk over to the Westin Hotel to get our rental car and start our drive for 2 hours to Breckenridge. At first, a lot of our family members was not so hopeful of the snow because at this time it was still hot in December. We went December 4th. But the 2-hour drive going into Breckenridge and getting into the altitude, hey, there you go. There's some snow. So we decided to get even more excited because that's something that we were very scared for. So we get to Breckenridge, Colorado. We're in downtown Breckenridge, and this is our cabin. Make sure you book at www.vrbo.com. And if you want to manage the booking, download the hospitality app. Our house was so big. It can actually sleep about 28 guests. We had so many rooms, and it was about 15 of us, 15 of us. And we were not only comfortable, but we had a lot of other hidden rooms that no one slept in. So this down here is our game room. We had pool tables, foosball tables, a bar, sitting area, movie theater, and more. I can't say the thing I liked about this house the most was this area because it was very chill, relaxing. Definitely time to watch some football and have some drinks and just kind of enjoy the moment. This is the time that the Alabama and Georgia game was playing, so this was like a really big area for us this weekend. Another thing I also liked was the furniture. I'm really big on sleeping in very comfortable places. I don't sleep in a lot of hotels, like certain ones. I just really like to feel comfortable, and I think that the appliances, the wood, the aesthetics of everything was really nice here. So this map is very important about Breckenridge. Breckenridge Ski Resort is in this area, but this map basically shows you how the gondola really works. So which ways to enter, the amount of people to travel up, and so on and so forth. It's a very detailed map, so make sure you pause and look into this a little bit more. Another thing about the map is that it also shows you restaurants, your altitude as far as like which areas you're able to ski at, or the difficulties, the levels, so on and so forth. So make sure you really pay attention to that map, or go back and pause the video if you have to, because it's very informing and it will help you a lot if you were to go to the gondola and go up to the ski resort. So this is the middle level, and this is one of the restrooms that we use on the middle level, another bedroom. And this is not even the master room, but each room was so nice and very comfortable. Like, I felt like I was at home, and that was a big thing for me, especially being in cabins. This cabin was one of the best cabins I ever stayed in. In that little area that you all just saw, that kind of has the Wi-Fi information and everything for the room, like just kind of like policies, rules, and procedures to kind of follow by. That is our jacuzzi, and this is our beautiful kitchen and our dining room. I just kind of wanted to give you all a tour of the house and just to kind of see as quickly as possible, so it's not delaying the process of things that we can get straight to. I can't say it wasn't cold when we did get off the plane, but that 2-hour drive to Breckenridge, driving up into that altitude, it got really cold. A good thing that I did was pack up all heated clothing. So all my socks, well, I had a pair of socks that heated up, sweatsuits that heated up, vests that heated up, just in case wherever we decide to walk or go into the gondola or be in downtown Breckenridge, I was just comfortable. So I can add the link in the comments in the description for you all to look into or want to purchase. Another thing is with the altitude, please be aware that you are going to experience, well, you might, because everyone's different, but nosebleeds, very dizzy, low oxygen. Just kind of pay attention to those signs, because even though we knew that going, I think that we tried to think that it wasn't happening. We had a few people who had nosebleeds within a few days. I was running out of oxygen myself, and I was drinking so much water and still not feeling the best at certain times. The oxygen bar closed around 5 o'clock. So, just kind of bring oxygen bars if you can, or oxygen cans if you can. I can also say that when you do drink, those little 2 shots will actually make you feel way more lit than what you would typically feel back at home if you're not living in that high altitude area. So just to let you know that. This is our girl, Miss Foxy. Someone was feeding her at the last time they stayed here, and she was amazing. Okay, this is the oxygen cans I was talking about. This is also on Amazon. I feel like we should have packed, but didn't understand how serious it was. So yes, I'm giving you all that heads up. Please get you some oxygen cans traveling to high altitude places. We were 10,000 feet up from downtown Breckenridge, but already up from Denver, Colorado, driving upwards. This is Eric's. This is one of the popular sports bars and arcades that's in downtown Breckenridge that a lot of people watch the game at. So if you are into watching sports and you are in downtown Breckenridge, please go to Eric's and make sure it's early, because they are very packed. So while the guys stayed there, us and the girls, we decided to go down to Blue River Bistro. And this was really nice because we had caught a good deal for a happy hour, which was 2-for-1 martinis and 2-for-1 appetizers. And they were so good. This is the inside, such a woman's vibe. I think this is so girly for me and my girls who all went together. And we stayed here for about 2 or 3 hours just drinking because it was so good. This is the menu. Please pause right there as well. This is our food, and oh my gosh, it was so good. We had Brussels sprouts, calamari, buffalo cauliflower, everything. The martinis were great. We definitely were drunk after this. And yeah, we just went ahead to our next destination. So for dinner, we went to Salt Creek. It was just a regular dinner restaurant, but come to find out, the upstairs was pretty lit. They had a bar, music, live performance in the corner, little arcade games, kind of like a little pub type place for real. Outside area that showed you downtown Breckenridge. And we basically had to wait upstairs before our table was ready downstairs. It's a totally different vibe downstairs. But this is downtown Breckenridge. Such a beautiful view. This is the downstairs area, and this is where we were coming to dine in for our food. This is the menu. Please pause here if you have to look. Yeah, the steak was so good. I was really, really surprised about this because that was very different for us. This is nightclub Cecilia's. We just came here and stopped by for a minute after dinner. Okay, so our next day we decided to take a trip to the gondola because we wanted to go up to see if we can possibly ski. Because we weren't getting any snow like thick enough for us to ski and snowboard, we just had to test our waters because it basically was sold out before we can go up there. And it was 15 of us. So because we was already a large group and limited because of the snow, it was only so much we can do at this point. So this was our trip to the gondola. It's free. I think the parking was $20 to park in that little open parking lot. But yeah, this was our trip, and we basically followed the map that we had in our cabin, and it was very helpful for us to know what stop to get off at. We had to go to stop 8. We passed about 3 stops to get off, and this was it. Make sure you run off the gondola or we'll keep going. This is not a taxi. This is a moving vehicle. This is Breckenridge Ski Resort. And if you want to book for ski rentals or snowboarding, please do so at www.breckenridge.com if you want to get early reservations or pay ahead of time so you don't have to be in a situation of getting there and just trying to figure out. This is such a beautiful view. So while we were there, we decided to go eat at Robbie's Tavern, and I thought it was so cool that you could honestly sit down here with heaters outside, get you something great to eat, and watch everyone snowboard. It was so entertaining, even though that wasn't what it was for. Great for people to come off the mountains and out their skis to come over and have a bite. And mind you, we weren't even at like the top of the mountain. So this was just one of the stops out of many that you can go up to. Please pause this and look at the menus if you have to. Because it wasn't a lot of snow, they had to create snow, of course, but any other time they will have tubing, and that wasn't available for us. Tubing, roller coasters, so on and so forth. Now, if you are an experienced, if you're very experienced in this sport, you can get on the gondola and go further up. When I tell you there were more restaurants and more of everything further up, just look into that map and it will show you in detail how it works. So after we left the gondola, we decided to go to the Country Boy Mine and get a little history about this particular excursion. It was about 15 minutes from downtown Breckenridge, and it was about $30 for this excursion, 30 or 45, I believe. But it was per person. It didn't last that long, about 45 minutes, a 45-minute tour. And you get to do some activities at the end of this whole tour. And honestly, y'all, at this particular point, I was so out of breath. I was literally like screaming for oxygen. I needed water, oxygen, everything. Because that oxygen, the altitude will really mess with you to the point that it feels like you just ran 10 miles. And I'm so not used to high altitudes. I'm from Atlanta, so we don't really go to any mountains or anything on this side. But I can say your best thing to prepare for this would really, really be getting you some oxygen cans, because the oxygen bar that they had literally closed at 5. So you don't want to be in a predicament where you feel like you're going to pass out. So this is the Country Boy Mine tour. It was amazing. Gave you a lot of information, and I loved every bit of it. At the end, she let us do a little bit of panning to find gold, and she kind of just taught us how to really do it and what they used to do back then. I thought it was an amazing experience. Last but not least, I thought this was a really crazy hidden gem. It was called Ghost Tales, and you can book this at tripadvisor.com. I had to stop recording because this excursion was very detailed and historic. And when it comes to spirits and ghosts, I don't want to record even though certain parts of this tour, she wanted us to record and take pictures of certain things to see things. So I was not recording, let alone we were using spirit rods. I think they're called dowsing rods. And that was to detect spirits, and it was doing exactly what it said. Breckenridge has some of the most haunted houses out there that was also featured on Ghostbusters. And yeah, it was very detailed. I thought it was phenomenal to see how informing this particular excursion was, because I'm very into historic things in this path. So if you are very into paranormal activity, please do this excursion, because this is for you. I thought that this was something amazing to kind of experience, but also something people wouldn't expect to do in Colorado, since Colorado is known for skiing, snowboarding, tubing, snow. So if you are not able to do certain things there, try this. And another thing, make sure you are very warm, as this tour took 2 hours and we walked the whole city. Last but not least, y'all, our trip ended in 3.5 days, and I'm back to the airport. 2-hour drive from Breckenridge. I hope you all liked this video, and if you all have any questions or anything that you all might need to know for your trip, please leave them in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe and like, y'all. Ding ding, to travel with me. And I'll see you all next time with my next video I'll be dropping in a month. Thank you all so much, and I appreciate it.